Welcome to my 5-minute Classic Wrath class guides. Today we are looking at the Fury Warrior. The Fury Warrior's combat style is a fast-paced priority system with some resource management and procs. They can dual wield two-handers with the Titan's Grip talent. They are fairly mobile with Intercept and Heroic Fury. They're kind of gear dependent, and they start to see real improvement with high levels of armor pen. They are of medium to low level complexity to learn. Raid buffs and debuffs are a big part of Wrath. Let's see what the Fury Warrior brings to the table. They bring attack power in the form of Battle Shout, but Paladin's Blessing of Might is better and easier to use. They bring an attack speed debuff with Thunderclap, but DKs will passively apply this with Frost Fever. 5% melee and ranged crit chance from the talent Rampage. Feral Druids also bring this. An attack power debuff in Demoralizing Shout. Feral Bear Druids will also do this. Health in Commanding Shout. And most importantly, a 20% armor debuff in Sunder Armor. Warriors will most likely be expected to manage Sunder Armor. Although warriors aren't bursting at the seams with utility, they still do have old staples such as Intimidating Shout, Piercing Howl, and Disarm, along with BC's Intervene, which can save a raid member from himself, and new to Wrath, Shattering Throw. When it comes to combat as a Fury Warrior, not much has changed since Vanilla WoW, so if you enjoyed Fury Warrior then, you are likely to enjoy it in Wrath as well. Fury's priority system for combat is pretty simple. You want to ensure that you are using both Bloodthirst and Whirlwind every time they are available. After that, you want to get 5 stacks of Sunder Armor up on the target. You want to use every Blood Surge proc on Slam, then use Heroic Throw. If the mob is at 20% or less health, you can use Execute, but only if it doesn't prevent you from using Bloodthirst and Whirlwind. Any excess rage can be dumped with Heroic Strike. So before I've even entered combat, make sure to note that I already have Battle Shout up. If there was a Paladin providing me might, I would instead have Commanding Shout up. Another note, many raid bosses you will not be able to charge into because you must give the tank some time to get threat. So as I'm charging in, I first swap to Berserker stance. There is an argument to be made to instead use Rend and then swap to Berserker stance. First things I do when I enter combat is to use Bloodthirst and Whirlwind as they are the highest priority abilities, and also use Blood Rage in order to generate more rage. Now you can see that I've been using Bloodthirst and Whirlwind on cooldown while using excess rage to build up my 5 stacks of Sunder. Now that I've achieved 5 stacks of Sunder, I will only use Sunder to refresh the debuff. Now I've popped both of my CDs, Recklessness and Death Wish. The reason I waited till now to pop them is because I wanted to have 5 stacks of Sunder. In a real world situation, you would probably want to pop these either with Heroism or Bloodlust, or on your trinket procs. Make sure that you use all of on-use trinkets and engineering gloves while you use your cooldowns. That about wraps it up for single target. Please note that in this clip I was fairly rage starved, so I didn't get many heroic strikes in. In the real world, you will have better rage generation with better gear and full raid buffs. But in this, it can be a little bit hard to generate enough rage to get a lot of heroic strikes in. So now let's move on to the AoE rotation. AoE as a Fury Warrior is fairly simple. You pretty much just want to use Whirlwind and Cleave as much as you can. If you're drowning in rage, you can also incorporate Bloodthirst and Slam into the rotation. Here is an example build with the glyphs. The link will be in the description. Thanks, bye.